past 11 Central Africa time, and of course, we're having a great chat to our Musical Friday star this morning. Yallunder is a burgeoning talent, and she's been a sought-after artist in the music landscape here in South Africa since her entrance into the industry. She certainly is a rising star, and today she's here in studio with us to let us know a little bit behind who Yallunder is, and of course, how her star continues to rise. Yallunder, thank you so much. I called you so many different names today because of the spelling of your name, and we kept asking, how do I say this?
As long as you got it right before I got you.
Yes, thank goodness.
Damn, I've heard things.
No, it's the spelling. It's the spelling that gets us. Because it's what is it? It's Yallundr. Yeah. So we think Yallunder. Maybe you're playing on some words. I don't know. That's what she was saying.
Let me tell you I think that we interview a lot of artists from all over the continent. And I suppose someone else from another country on the continent, I would have to say Yallunder. So I'm like, okay, I'm not sure because, not all our artists here are South African. Many of our artists, in fact, are not South African that we chat to. So maybe that's where that comes from.
I knew it was wrong, I
think
knew
let's
it was
make
wrong
it make
because
sense.
my sister's best friend's name is Yallunder. And I was like, there is no way. This does look like her name, it just spelled differently. And when Flo confirmed that your name is Yallunder, I'm like, why would you change it anyway?
I didn't change it. Do you know what was happening?
Yeah.
The story is, I was creating a Twitter account. I really wish it was more of a, deep thing to it, but there's nothing deep to it. I was really creating a Twitter account, and I had either the option of Yallunder 57012.
Oh yes,
I was
those
like,
ones.
I was like, Yallunder. It just makes sense.
It actually does make sense.
It really does.
Yeah.
But anyways, my name is Yallunder, and I'm very happy to be here. Good morning to everyone who's listening. And that's the only language I know. I wanted to say hello in another language. Don't.
That's okay. We're not going to be judging you, not today. But tell us about your story, because we know you just won a South African Music Award. Congratulations. We'll talk about that. But we want to know a lot about who you are. Where are you from? Who is Yallunder before Yallunder?
Okay. Yallunder Nyembezi is my actual name.
Yeah.
I'm a child of why do I want to say my parents' name on
No, go for it.
This is crazy.
Go for it.
Anyways, I am my mom and dad's child.
Yes.
I am child number 9 out of 12.
Lovely.
It's not really lovely when you get to the out of 12 part.
But the last, are you the last born?
No, out of 12.
Oh, out of 12, okay.
So 9 out of 12.
Do you see your
Okay,
face?
9 out of 12.
That lets me know that just how much of a mess it is. But anyways, I grew up in a family that really was interested in art. Not everyone is actually like a musician. But some people, they draw, they do some bit of production. My brother's a rapper. I come from a Bizana. When did I start singing?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Sunday school, man.
Oh,
I've been that girl in the little white dress.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's how far back it goes. But obviously, professionally, I'd say I started singing in 2014. That's when I was at TUT doing my, degree in opera music.
Oh, wow.
And then from then, 2018.
So you sing opera as well?
Wow. Look, we are going to unpack you today.
Wow.
And if we don't get a note.
Opera note. No, man. But since then, finishing my degree, went into 2018. That's when I started doing those covers that got me, into this room right now. The covers for songs like Abos Java, Black Coffee, and Java was the first person to actually help sign me and becoming, a musician.
Right.
And why did you move to this genre? Because it's very interesting, because what you studied was completely different. Tell us a little bit about why you studied opera and how you slowly navigated to this. And will you ever go back anyway to the opera space?
I think my main thing for studying opera was because, honestly, I did not just leave home and say, guys,
Yes.
thanks, shout out to you, because obviously the parents wouldn't agree to that. but it was a matter of being financially excluded from my previous course.
Okay.
And then now it's late in the year, you're like, okay, what am I going to study?
Mhm.
Like, it's either I don't study at all.
Yeah.
And so TUT had an opening online and it just said music. I didn't know I was signing up for opera.
Okay.
I always say this. I thought I was going to be like, musical theater, jazz,
Okay.
anything cool.
Okay, sure.
Opera is cool, but
Opera is
anything
cool.
cooler,
Okay.
And there I was doing an audition, and I think the reason why I was accepted is because I had that background from singing from school and from church, you know what I mean? And then getting into, why I decided to do this genre is because it's just cool, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How did
I
you
feel
tell your parents then that now you're studying music?
No. Don't say you're studying
Did you
music.
even tell them?
It
Did you
sounds
tell
cool.
them?
The thing is, it
Did you
sounds
tell
cool.
them? Did they know you studied music?
It sounds so cool when you say you're studying music.
Okay.
Until you say you study opera. And they're like, what is that?
Yeah.
There was this advert that
Wow.
I hated. Well, I don't hate the advert, but I was like, oh my gosh. Because every time it came on, they'd make a joke
About you.
Oh,
Oh, yes, the spaghetti.
and I was
one.
like, I don't even want to learn it. Okay?
Oh, wow.
That's how it really happened. And I had to tell them.
Right.
Because, eventually they would have to come to the shows. And I remember when my dad came to my first theater show, he was like, so you really studied this?
That's lovely.
This is the choice you made. So it was a very cool thing, man. I think until I even finished my degree, they were like, you're studying music.
Yeah.
It was still that thing.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because that process must have been interesting,
Yeah.
because it's not like a peripheral fact. I think it's a main fact that you studied opera.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that? Because I'm sure it must have been a very, very complex space to be in, but I'm sure there was a lot of information that kind of, you taught yourself about your instrument, which is your voice.
Yeah. I think a lot of people might take for granted like going to school, especially when you feel like you have the talent as a graphic designer, in fact, any artist. I think one thing I learned is that a voice is it's not just singing, guys.
Yeah.
It's taking care of it. It's like you are an actual athlete. This instrument is my, runner. This is my customer.
I like
So
that.
like the thing is, you have to train it, you have to take care of it. And I think also just how I sing, whenever someone can pick up that I'm trained, I'm like, yes, my school fees did not go to waste.
Yeah,
good.
yes, girl.
Yes.
Like I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
All right, we're hanging out with Yallunder, and she's chatting to us about her music career, how she went into becoming, the pop sensation that she is now, and of course, an award-winning, trained artist. It's 20 minutes past 11. We'll still hang out with her after this.
Is with us. So she's sharing so many facts about herself that we didn't know about her. I didn't know she came from a opera background, because you know what? It's evident to a certain degree when you listen to how poised she is in those songs. But now it's great to know that it is a fact. But let's talk a little bit about moving from that space, from the education environment, to now having a music career in such a saturated environment, especially in the pop culture music space. How has that been for you? Is it overwhelming, or do you feel like the great partnerships that you've made have been a good start?
Not to take away anything from the partnerships, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really challenged me personally, because I'm not this person who's like always, I have to meet people, talk to them
Are you
about
very
myself.
mellow? Yeah.
I'm very like, more
Yeah.
keeping to myself type
Sure.
of person. And that's just how I grew up. So it's been so interesting. I always say, I feel like Yallunder is
Yes.
another person, and Yolanda Nyembe is like, would never.
I see. So
Never.
like a what's it called? An alter ego.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why the name is spelled like that. You
Yeah.
can just tell une attitude.
Right.
But me personally, I think it's been very interesting also just finding out how far I can go outside of myself, to make this career thing work. Also, since we're here, do not call me a celebrity if you see me.
Yeah, you
Not
are.
yet, please, guys. I don't like this word.
Come
I don't. You
on.
see that?
Especially award winning.
No.
And now you qualify. Now.
We are
It's too late
qualifying.
now.
I really can't with it.
Let's speak about that. The journey that got you on the stage at the South African Music Awards. Because, you know, you're talking about how you didn't expect to actually be a part of, I guess, this genre of the music world once you started doing covers for different artists. But here you are. What's the journey that led to this particular song with Morda, but also, you know, getting you on top of that summer stage?
The year is 2018. I just met Java, and he's like, "Yo, I love your voice," you know. And
How did he hear it?
a cover.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Okay.
Anyways, but obviously my version of it.
Sure.
And then after doing that cover, he told me, "Yo, I'm working on this. I want to start like a record label. I'd love for you to be part of it." And then that's when we get to do Dinovalo, which was part of like the 1020 Cartel album, which was called Isambulo. So from that track came out in 2021, and believe it or not, it only like picked, I think, this year or late last year. And when Murder approached me to do a remix of it, he legit thought it was a love song. And I'm like, why would you think that? It's the saddest song ever. It's a song about depression.
I mean, the title tells you,
yeah. So he was like, what? He was very shocked. But what he liked from it was the second verse more than anything. It's like, yo, whatever happens, I know we're going to rewrite this. I know we're going to rearrange it.
Yes.
But please keep the second verse as is. Which that is why when you can listen to the song, you'll hear that the second verse.
All right, let's talk about listening to the song. Let's hear the song. We can't speak about, summer award-winning music without actually hearing it. So this is Yallunder and Morda.
It's that name, it's that style.
It's the award-winning remix here, Dinovalo.
I don't want.
Can you give me a bit of volume on the monitor, please? More?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Thank you. It's a beautiful one. No wonder it's winning, because it's an amazing song indeed. That soul, man, that character.
There's that also that opera thing that's there. That opera thing is there. Yeah, that opera thing is it's still there.
I don't
It's
know,
there.
you're going to try and find it everywhere.
No, but it's there. It's there.
There on this side.
Dinovalo. It's the remix that had winning the South African Music Award. We're gonna hear a little bit more about your feelings behind winning this award, but also more about yourself as a solo artist and some of the music we can continue to expect from you. But that's gonna come up after the news. So let's head on over to our news desk. Tabiso Lehoko is standing by with our business news.
34 minutes past 11 o'clock Central African time. Thank you for joining us right here on Channel Africa. This is On The Move Hangout with Yallunder. She's with us until midday Central African time, where we'll make way for our next show, the Africa Update. Remember, Africa Update gives you the latest news of what's happening here on the African continent. Well, Yallunder, let's talk a little bit more about you kind of defining yourself as an artist, because it's one thing to collaborate, because collaboration needs energies from both artists, or more than one artist to two artists, or whatever the framework of that collaboration is. Yeah. But it's more challenging now, after collaborating with others, to formulate your own identity. How has that been?
I think for me, it was easy, I'd say, because I started off in a very uncontrolled way. No one said you should sound like this. No one said you should do this genre. I chose to do the Afropop, Afrosoul genre, and everyone else who's now who wants to collaborate, it's people that have heard already of what
your
I
sound,
do.
Sure.
So whenever they come in, it's not to even change, or they want it exactly that way. They're like, dude, it's perfect. That's why I'm here, And I think the decision to actually sing Afropop in a time where genres like Amapiano are taking over was, man, I don't know. At the time, it it's an expression for me. You
Yeah.
know, it's a genre
Is it
that
honest to you?
exactly.
Sure.
It's very honest to how I want to express myself in my music. And I started off by slowing down songs that were house songs, slowing down, you know, the likes of, you know, I don't know what the genre is. Apparently, Java is an Afropop artist. I still question that.
Is he not?
He's not a hip-hop artist. It's
For
very-
me,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. So slowing down songs, it just made sense that this is how I'm gonna do my music. You know, I'm not going at 120 BPM or 110 or whatever. You know, this is more expressive for me. And so to get into a space of collaboration, I think the one challenging thing is when the person I'm collaborating with, they don't know what they want. You know, they're like, listen to this. Yeah, you must do it like this, man. But
Or they want you to be
yourself,
someone else. Okay,
you know?
yeah. They want you to be someone else but yourself. Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
It
Be
doesn't
someone
make sense.
else, but you know,
Be yourself.
it's gosh.
But I
yeah.
mean, you've had your own offerings in there. You've had EPs out. 2024 is really upon us.
Yes.
What are we expecting from Yallunder next year?
You know, musically first, just this year, I feel like I ended in such a bang because
Absolutely.
music from people like Kelvin Momo, Damtuda, or Skido, myself also. You know, my EP came out in August. That's not very long ago. So I feel like it's like it still has the potential to become a deluxe, maybe, or you know, more collaborations also. So I don't want to name drop and say next year I'm
Name
dropping
drop,
one.
man.
No,
name
man,
drop,
you must
man.
you know, build suspense. Otherwise, now it doesn't happen. Now it's like I'm cutting the song, you know.
But what do you want for yourself? I mean, it doesn't really have to be about the kind of work that you put out there. But, you know, our goals shouldn't always be tangible in the sense that you must expect me to come up with 2 EBs, 1 album, 5 collaborations. But what do you want for your music career generally?
I think I would really love to get into performing my music a bit more. You know,
Nice,
I think one thing I've realized, Uguti, a lot of people don't know the face.
Yeah.
They know the music.
Absolutely.
They're like, oh, I've heard this song. One lady came up to me. I'll never forget her. I think I mentioned her almost in every interview I did in Dinovalo, and she came like, you sound just like her.
Oh,
It's me, boss. It's like, hello, it is me. And I think I really want to get myself out there, you know, do more of the social media stuff because it's so important, you know,
True.
for
Especially
artists,
now, yo.
you know, to be in people's faces. Even now I'm live and people are saying stuff and I'm talking and I'm like, stop it, you know. So it's really just getting out of my shell more because I think writing music, creating the music has always been my, you know, safe space, being in studio and stuff. So more shows and that's what I'd love to accomplish.
Yeah,
actually.
I agree with you.
I
I
like
think
that.
you should get out of your shell. I mean, I've been listening to the Ugu Kanya song for a while now, and like your voice is fantastic. And I'm like trying to make that connection. It's only now when you just highlighted Calvin's album, I'm like, oh yes, she's on that song as well. You know, so it's like we need to know you more. I feel like you do need to get out there because your voice is very prominent in the music scene. It's just people need to see who is behind this magical voice. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, here's to 2024, you coming out of your shell. We want to see you everywhere. Like, we want to be sick of you. That's how much we want to see you. Okay? So promise yourself and promise us you're going to be doing that.
And I'm going to make you guys sick of me.
No, well, we won't literally be sick, but we want
to see you
we
so
want
much.
you to be everywhere. Okay?
No, I receive. That's definitely the plan. That's definitely the plan.
Nice one, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's great to hear from you. You know, you're actually such a chill person, very, very cool to chat to. You also have a bit of a comedian in you.
Thanks. I try to compress that every time.
Every here and there. I love that about you. Give us handles to your socials. Where can we continue to follow you? Where can we find your music and all of that good stuff?
So the name is Yallunder, which is spelled YALLUNDER, and you type that everywhere. Even on Google. It's just me in the entire world. That is why I kept it. Okay. But Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, you know, everywhere. You just type Yallunder and you find me. And if you're looking for my music, you go to the same name.
Yes.
YALLUNDER.
I was about to say, spell it out.
Yes, YALLUNDER is Yallunder, and you can find all my music and me on social media.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to chat to you. And of course, wherever you are, definitely go ahead and follow Yallunder on all her platforms. Listen to her music, stream it, like it, because we love it. That's Yallunder chilling out with us here on The Move. For now, let's take a break, and then we'll come back and listen to one other single from Yallunder.